Imagine for a moment a digital asset whose entire fate rests on a single, audacious premise. That as more individuals, businesses, and institutions use it for real-world financial needs, its value will not merely rise in theory, but soar in practical, measurable ways. Picture a company anchoring its future and the fortunes of its investors on this very idea. This is not just another round of crypto hype or feverish speculation fueled by social media. This is Ripple's grand experiment with XRP, a high-stakes venture at the crossroads of cutting-edge technology and global finance. Today, we step into this arena, where bold vision collides with regulatory headwinds, and we ask, can Ripple's utility-driven strategy for XRP succeed where countless others have stumbled? Can it transcend the world of speculation to become the backbone of tomorrow's financial plumbing? Let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Ripple, the tech company behind XRP, is not just another blockchain startup chasing a moonshot. Their ambition is nothing short of transformative. To completely overhaul the way money moves across borders, replacing the slow, expensive, and opaque infrastructure that underpins today's international payments. Ripple's flagship solution is the XRP Ledger, a decentralized platform capable of processing thousands of transactions within mere seconds, with fees so tiny they are measured in fractions of a cent. In stark contrast, the legacy SWIFT network, used by over 11,000 banks worldwide, can take anywhere from a few hours to several days to settle payments, often with hefty fees and little transparency. Ripple's technology is faster, cheaper, and global by design, a combination that, if widely adopted, could revolutionize the way banks, corporations, and even individuals transfer money across the globe. However, speed and low fees alone do not guarantee success in the world of finance. Since its early days, Ripple has shifted its focus from retail crypto investors to the heavyweights, major financial institutions, multinational banks, and global payment providers. Through years of methodical partnership building, Ripple has grown RippleNet, a network connecting hundreds of financial entities that use Ripple's infrastructure to move money in real time. A centerpiece of this network is on-demand liquidity, or ODL, which enables institutions to use XRP as a bridge currency. This eliminates the need for pre-funded accounts in each country, freeing up billions of dollars previously locked in dormant capital, a potential game-changer for banks aiming to cut costs and boost efficiency. But, as with any technology challenging the status quo, Ripple's journey has faced daunting obstacles. In December of the year 2020, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, unleashed a bombshell. It filed a lawsuit against Ripple, alleging that the company had conducted an unregistered securities offering by selling XRP. This legal battle sent shockwaves through the industry, freezing institutional interest in the United States and casting a long, uncertain shadow over Ripple's operations. Many potential partners pressed pause, wary of regulatory backlash and unclear legal status. XRP was delisted from several major American exchanges, and its price plummeted as uncertainty gripped the market. Did Ripple crumble? Not at all. Instead, the company doubled down on its global expansion, seeking out friendlier regulatory environments. In Japan, Ripple found strong support from forward-thinking regulators eager to foster crypto innovation. The United Arab Emirates, rapidly emerging as a global fintech powerhouse, provided fertile ground for growth. Ripple forged partnerships with institutions like Zanbank and Mobomo, streamlining cross-border payments between Asia and the Middle East. In Europe and Latin America, RippleNet continued to gain traction as regional banks sought faster, cost-effective solutions for their customers. Behind the scenes, Ripple's strategy was crystal clear, as revealed in internal publications and official documents. The company's entire business model pivots on a single, crucial bet: growing demand for XRP. As one Ripple report bluntly states, Ripple's business model is predicated on a belief that demand for XRP will increase, resulting in price appreciation if the Ripple protocol becomes widely adopted. This is not just marketing spin. It is the foundational logic underpinning every decision Ripple makes. To truly grasp this, we need to understand the two types of demand Ripple distinguishes. First, there is speculative demand, the kind that sends tokens soaring and crashing, creating sensational headlines but often evaporating as quickly as it arrives. This is the frenzy that can propel a coin to dizzying heights one week, only to see it tumble back the next. Ripple, however, is wagering on something more enduring: organic demand, driven by real-world utility. XRP, they argue, is not just a token for quick profits. It is the very fuel powering the Ripple network. Every transaction on the XRP ledger burns a minuscule amount of XRP as a fee. Each account must maintain a reserve, currently set at 20 XRP, to prevent spam and denial of service attacks. Trust lines and working orders require additional small reserves as well, further tightening the system. These mechanics mean that as more institutions and individuals use XRP for payments, the total supply gradually decreases, and demand for the token rises. In theory, the more widely the network is used, the more valuable XRP becomes due to its fixed supply. Let's dive deeper into these mechanics. The XRP ledger's anti-spam system is designed to keep the network secure and reliable. For example, if a malicious actor wanted to flood the network with millions of fake transactions, they would be forced to burn significant amounts of XRP in fees and maintain reserves for each fake account, making attacks economically unviable. This design not only preserves network integrity, but also creates a baseline demand for XRP, as every transaction, no matter how small, slowly chips away at the total supply. This brings us to one of the most debated questions in all of crypto. Can Ripple's utility-first approach truly deliver sustained demand for XRP, or is it wishful thinking? Crypto researcher SMQKE, referencing an official Ripple document, highlights the company's unwavering belief that demand for XRP will increase its price. But this model is a double-edged sword. If the world's banks and businesses do not embrace Ripple's technology, or if regulators in key markets block its path, then organic demand may never reach critical mass. Without foundational adoption, XRP could remain stuck in the realm of speculation, just another asset vulnerable to market whims. Industry experts are divided. Edo Farina, a veteran analyst, suggests that XRP could achieve record prices as soon as the year 2025, but only if several critical events align. These include the approval of a United States-based exchange-traded fund, the successful launch of Ripple's new stablecoin, and a friendlier regulatory climate, especially in America. The rollout of RLUSD, Ripple's stablecoin pegged to the dollar, is seen as a turning point, offering businesses a practical, stable instrument for payments and settlements on the XRP ledger. Vincent Van Code, another prominent voice, predicts that if Ripple secures a coveted banking license, it could spark a surge in XRP's value, with some estimates ranging from $30 to $50 per token, a dramatic leap from current prices. However, others like Rajat Soni urge caution, warning that predictions of XRP skyrocketing to $100 or more are likely unrealistic without global, foundational adoption. Let's put all of this in context. The global payments industry is massive, moving several $1 trillion every year. For decades, the SWIFT system has been the backbone, yet it remains slow, costly, and often lacks transparency. The rise of blockchain technology promised a new era of instant, borderless, and low-cost transactions. Ripple's vision is to position XRP as a universal bridge currency, seamlessly connecting different fiat currencies and unlocking vast efficiencies for banks and businesses. If Ripple's plan succeeds, it could free up billions of dollars in dormant capital, reduce friction in international commerce, and open new markets for businesses of all sizes. But the road ahead is far from smooth. SWIFT, long criticized as a technological dinosaur, is rapidly evolving, integrating its own blockchain-based solutions to cut settlement times and costs. Competitors like Stellar, with its XLM token and similar cross-border ambitions, are gaining ground, particularly in regions underserved by traditional banking. Meanwhile, governments around the world are launching central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, which could fundamentally reshape the financial landscape. These state-backed digital assets might complement Ripple's offerings, or, if widely adopted, render them less relevant. Regulation remains the ultimate wildcard. The United States, home to the world's largest financial markets, has been slow to provide coherent rules for crypto assets. The ongoing SEC lawsuit, entering its 5th year, continues to cast a shadow over Ripple's prospects. As long as regulatory uncertainty lingers, many large institutions will remain hesitant to fully embrace XRP. In contrast, countries like Japan, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates are forging ahead, establishing clear guidelines and encouraging innovation. This regulatory divergence could determine not only Ripple's future, but the trajectory of the entire digital asset ecosystem. To tackle these challenges head-on, Ripple has adopted a multifaceted strategy. In early 2024, the company acquired Standard Custody and Trust Company, a regulated entity specializing in digital asset safekeeping. This acquisition signals Ripple's commitment to building institutional-grade infrastructure, vital for attracting major banks, asset managers, and payment providers. By prioritizing top-tier security and compliance, Ripple aims to win the trust of the world's most risk-averse players, who demand absolute reliability before committing substantial capital. Ripple is also driving innovation in tokenization. The process of converting real-world assets like real estate, art, or commodities into digital tokens on the XRP ledger. Tokenization is heralded as a trillion-dollar opportunity, promising to make assets more liquid, transparent, and accessible to a global audience. As more tokenization projects launch on the ledger, the utility and demand for XRP could see a significant uptick. Ripple's partnerships in the United Arab Emirates and Japan are early signs of this trend, with local banks exploring tokenized solutions for everything from remittances to international trade finance. Deeper within the XRP ledger ecosystem, we are seeing a surge in decentralized finance, or DeFi, activity. Developers are building protocols for lending, borrowing, and automated trading, expanding XRP's utility far beyond payments. The introduction of NFT marketplaces has also added another layer of use cases, attracting artists, collectors, and investors to the ledger. By broadening XRP's role across DeFi, tokenization, and NFTs, Ripple is positioning its technology to capture a larger share of the rapidly growing digital asset economy. Let's not overlook the importance of XRP's fixed supply, a fundamental aspect often ignored in discussions about its value. As of July in the year 2025, the total circulating supply of XRP stands at approximately 55.6 billion coins, with a hard cap of 100 billion. No more XRP can ever be created, thanks to the protocol's immutable rules. This fixed supply means that every increase in real, utility-driven demand can have an outsized impact on price. If Ripple's vision of mass adoption becomes reality, the scarcity of XRP could amplify the effects of rising demand, potentially driving significant price appreciation. Now, let's examine some real-world parallels. In the early days of the internet, projects like TCP/IP and HTTP protocols were dismissed as niche technologies, yet they became the backbone of the modern digital world. Similarly, Bitcoin, once ridiculed as a nerd's experiment, now commands attention from central banks and institutional investors. Ripple's approach with XRP is reminiscent of these transformative moments, banking on utility, resilience, and a relentless focus on solving real problems rather than chasing speculative trends. For investors, this story offers important lessons. First, it is a case study in the power of utility. Blockchain projects focused solely on speculation may enjoy brief moments in the limelight, but long-term success hinges on delivering genuine solutions for real users. Ripple's emphasis on organic demand, network utility, and institutional adoption sets it apart from the sea of meme coins and copycat projects flooding the market. Second, Ripple's journey highlights the importance of resilience and adaptability. The SEC lawsuit could have crippled a lesser company. Instead, Ripple used the adversity as fuel for global expansion, regulatory engagement, and relentless innovation. By forging new partnerships, acquiring regulated entities, and investing in next-generation technology, Ripple has kept its vision alive, even in the face of unprecedented challenges. Third, Ripple's approach underscores the critical role of trust and compliance in digital finance. No matter how advanced the technology, mainstream adoption requires the confidence of regulators, banks, and the broader public. Ripple's moves to secure licenses, acquire regulated custodians, and collaborate with authorities reflect a pragmatic, mature understanding of this reality. So what are the scenarios for Ripple and XRP's future? Let's break them down. In the most optimistic scenario, Ripple convinces major financial institutions to adopt its blockchain-powered payment rails. Regulatory clarity, especially in the United States, unleashes a wave of institutional investment. The launch of RLUSD, the growth of tokenization, and the proliferation of DeFi on the XRP ledger further boost utility-driven demand. As more banks, remittance providers, and businesses use XRP for cross-border payments, organic demand surges. Analysts like Edo Farina and Vincent Van Code foresee potential record prices, with XRP possibly reaching $30 to $50 should all these dominoes fall in place. In a more moderate scenario, Ripple continues to expand in regions with supportive regulations, such as Asia and the Middle East, but faces persistent challenges in the United States and certain parts of Europe. Adoption rises steadily but without explosive growth, XRP's price appreciates, but remains linked to broader market cycles and periodic speculative swings. The emergence of CBDCs and competing blockchain networks keeps Ripple innovating, preventing complacency but also capping its upside potential. In the worst-case scenario, regulatory obstacles in key markets prove insurmountable. The SEC lawsuit drags on, or Ripple faces new legal challenges elsewhere. Major institutions hesitate, and adoption stalls. Speculation remains the primary force behind XRP's price, and the token fails to achieve breakout utility. In this outcome, Ripple risks becoming a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most promising technology can falter without regulatory support and widespread adoption. Yet, Ripple is not standing still. The company is actively developing solutions for central bank digital currencies, leveraging the XRP ledger to provide infrastructure for national digital currencies. If Ripple can secure even a small slice of the emerging CBDC market, which could number in the trillions of dollars, it could cement its status as a major player in the future of money. The opportunity is massive, but so too are the technical, regulatory, and competitive challenges ahead. The story of Ripple and XRP also serves as a microcosm of the broader crypto industry. It encapsulates the tension between innovation and regulation, ambition and skepticism, hype and utility. As blockchain technology matures, projects like Ripple's will be judged not just by their white papers or price charts, but by their ability to deliver real-world value, foster trust, and adapt to ever-shifting landscapes. For those considering investing or simply following this saga, the key is to look beyond the hype cycles and the noise of social media. Ask the hard questions. Who is actually using this technology? What real problems does it solve? Is there growing evidence of organic, utility-driven demand? Ripple's journey is an ongoing masterclass in both ambition and adversity, a living reminder that building the future of finance is a marathon, not a sprint. As we wrap up, let's return to the central question. Can Ripple's vision for XRP, anchored in real-world utility and organic demand, deliver enduring value and mainstream adoption? The evidence suggests it is possible, but far from guaranteed. Success will depend on Ripple's ability to navigate regulatory minefields, outpace fierce competition, and prove its worth to the world's most discerning customers. And here's a final fact to consider. As of July in the year 2025, the XRP ledger is home to over 55 billion coins in circulation, with a strict cap at 100 billion. Every transaction, every new account, every tokenized asset on the ledger contributes bit by bit to the organic demand Ripple is betting on. If the company's grand experiment works, we could witness a historic shift in global finance. If not, it will serve as a powerful lesson about the limits of innovation when faced with inertia and skepticism. So what do you think? Is Ripple's utility-first approach the turning point the crypto industry has been searching for? Or just another chapter in the endless tug-of-war between bold innovation and entrenched resistance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found value in today's deep